welcome.
All right, so we are in one of the containers now. We've covered up our feet, and I will point out it's like 17 degrees outside here in downtown Boston, and we are literally located. I'll include a picture of this. We're located in under the freeway parking lot area, and we're here with Brad McNamara inside of one of the containers. But this is not a food container. But maybe you can just show us around a couple of the bits and pieces.
Yeah, welcome in. When you walk into the container, it's a fully enclosed system. So you step in, you get suited up. Everything starts at the workstation here. So you start your seedlings, you start your seeds. They go to seedling, and then you transplant those into the mature growth area. And then this is where most of the work gets done. This is where most of the growing happens. Everything is automated and controlled. So as a grower, if you will, you simply come in here, make sure your tanks are topped off, and then these panels will monitor and adjust the water accordingly, nutrient levels, pH, and the like. When you transplant into the mature growth area, what you'll see is this overwhelming light, the red and the blue, that's used to grow the actual plants. So each one of these walls will move as well, so you can adjust the distance between the plants and the lights. You can move the lights and the plants apart, so you can get more intimate with your plants and do some of your actual work in there, and the like. In here, everything is recirculated, so the water system comes from a top-down irrigation, so the water flows through these plant panels past the root system, and then is returned back to the main tank, and everything's recirculated. And everything, the humidity, you can't feel it, obviously, but the humidity in here you can feel if you were. Any excess humidity is pulled out of the air and actually put right back into the water system. So it's a 100% recirculating and actually reuses the excess water in the air.
Excellent. All right, so we're going to do some control here, but you're not going to go to one of your fancy panels. You're going to go to your phone app. And what are you able to do just from your phone?
So on your phone, you can monitor everything within your farm. So cameras throughout can be very close to the plants, or you can monitor your workstation. Throughout here, you can control, but you can also monitor. So you can pull up your temperature trend over 12 hours, 1 day, 1 week. You do that for humidity, for CO2 level. You can monitor your tanks and the like. So what I'll do is I'll just turn off some of our lights here in the greenery. As you can see, they pop off, and you have full control. So you can do that in the farm, you can do that at home, you can do that on the go. It's one of the back-end features of the tech platform that allows us to service and help over 250 farms throughout the globe, all from right here in Boston, and acts as a sharing platform for the different recipes and different techniques that farmers are using globally.
And obviously, though we're inside the container, you can do everything you did on your phone.
Yep.
From some other location.
Yeah, anywhere you want, as long as you have your phone or you're connected.
So you don't have to go outside in Boston at 17 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, we could have done all of this a few blocks away in the office and not frozen our ears off just to get over here.
Excellent.
More space here because I did harvest a lot of these flowers earlier today, I believe.
So here we have not only one large wall, but the wall has various components here. I'm noticing we have 1, 2, 3, for instance. What do you call these strips right here?
So each one of these is what we call the plant panel. So within the panel is actually 5 channels. So on a plant like this Calienda, you'll use an every other technique. So in this one it's 1 through 5, and then 2, 4, 1 through 5, 2, 4. If you were going with a crop that's more lawn based, like a chives or something like that, could be posed very close together, side by side, you would plant all the channels side by side and then have a thick, lush wall that you could trim off into a bin or whatnot. And just, it's more about being able to utilize every linear inch within the farm and be flexible to be able to grow beautiful large flowers, or row crop or lawn crops like chives or something like
And so before, and I'm sure if I captured this, the water, that's the dark gray tubing.
that. Yep. So your irrigation is this gray tube up across. You might be able to catch it on video. There's essentially drip emitters that go into each channel. So regulating the flow of the water, it just flows through this mesh that holds the root structure of the plants, and then flows into the gutter at the bottom and drains back down into the main tank that's in the floor over here.
Excellent. And let's talk a little bit the lights over here that parallels the wall we were just looking at.
Right. So these are LED lights, obviously. And so what we've done is, we design and manufacture our own LED boards and lights and all of these things. So we set these boards up very specifically to optimize around this configuration and this orientation, but also to maximize light output at the canopy of the plant, and then give it the flexibility. And so this wall, as you saw before, moves so that you can have a wider range of plant architecture. So you can have very squat, low-growing plants like a lettuce, or you can have something like a flower or strawberries or cucumber, tomato-type plants as well.
Excellent. Now, would you typically see that there's just one type of product in a container like this at a time, or could there be multiple different types of products?
There could be multiple different types. It all depends on the outcome for the grow or for the customer or the client. You can do a wide variety together. We wouldn't suggest more than like 4 or 5 for optimization. But one of the things that we've been able to develop over time is what we call the co-cropping database. So different varieties of crops that grow really well together in the same environment or in the same system. Logic dictates a lot of this, where you take something like a basil that has a high humidity, high heat requirement to optimize, and then a purple lettuce that requires low heat, low light to optimize around its purple. So when you bring different varieties that can mesh well, you can grow virtually anything together. But if you grow a basil and a purple lettuce together, you're not going to optimize for either. So you end up with 2 crops that are kind of in the middle, but there's a lot of crops that will grow really well together.
Excellent. So we'll have a quick look at the panel here. We've got various sensors, powers, temperature, humidity controls, and these are different liquids here. And I noticed they're different colors.
Yep.
Is this not just straight water, but some of this is nutrient as well, or?
Yeah. So these are the different nutrient reservoirs. So we keep 4 bins. Generally, you have a 2-part nutrient, like usually it's be like A and B, and then you have a pH adjuster. Usually pH down, there's almost nowhere, especially in municipal water system or actually well water, where you'll have a low pH water. It's generally going to be a high pH water, so you'll adjust it down. And then we keep an auxiliary tank as well, because there's a number of different things you can do depending on how you're optimizing your grow. You could add beneficial bacteria, you can add an extra nutrient for a very specific plant. It just gives the optionality around your grow.
Excellent.